the cinema. Geez, this one is overdue. Sorry, I don't have a skit either. I love to do them and have something great, but in this instance, I want to get through these films. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of other stuff I want to talk about too. I'm not just here for superhero movies. Full spoilers, because I'm just going to freely talk about the film that came out a long time ago. Time really does move faster now, you know, something's relevant for one day and then everyone's forgotten about it and on to the next thing. So, even though this movie came out 2016, so it's only 5 years ago, it feels like a long time ago. So Doctor Strange, let's get into it. What do I think? I saw this movie 3 times in the cinema. I went back with different friends. I really love this movie. Dr. Stephen Strange, he's Tony Stark, he's echoes of what Tony Stark is, but I enjoy Stephen Strange much more for some reason. I don't know why. Mad respect to everyone at Marvel that somehow made this character work. I knew him from the 90s Spider-Man show. Did anyone else watch that show growing up? Like that was like my Spider-Man introductory, that and the Raimi trilogy. Anyway, Benedict Cumberbatch here as Doctor Strange. He kills it in this film. He does such a fantastic job of bringing this character that's so powers-wise out there amongst every other superhero we had up until this point. And because of the way he is and his character and everything he brings to it, he brings it down to a level where he can exist in the same world as the Avengers and Ant-Man and everything we had already seen. I think everyone is great in the film. The only character I feel that was a bit underdeveloped or could have had a bit more was Mads Mikkelsen. Mads Mikkelsen, his character could have had a bit more because he's just, I'm bad from the start. This film starts with a decapitation. No one talks about that. That's pretty full on for Marvel. It's under the Disney banner at this point, and I wanted to bring it up. So the cast all around smashed it out of the park, but the real hero of this film is its visual effects. Holy shit. We got some Inception-like shit with buildings twirling around and things just folding in on themselves. And I remember at the time, prior to this film coming out, Feige promised that we would see something we have never seen before in the cinema. And it stayed with me, and I was watching it going, you better blow me away. And as soon as the Ancient One touches Doctor Strange's forehead and sends him in flying through all these dimensions and talks about the multiverse, and then he's falling in on himself and falling in his own iris, and like, I was sold. I have seen something I've never seen before. Well done, Feige. Doctor Strange was another origin story for another superhero, and somehow it still remains interesting, it remained fresh. Marvel's trademark humor hits most of the time here. The only thing I think this film suffers from a bit is pacing issues just around the start, like the progression of getting Doctor Strange to become Doctor Strange. That part there just felt a little bit slow getting him to where he needs to be, like up until the car accident. Otherwise, once Stephen Strange is there and he's learning about the mystic arts, it just takes off. I'm all in from that point. Otherwise, for me, for some reason, I don't know what makes it so different or separates it so much. I go back and watch this film every now and then, or if I ever catch it on Disney Plus or something, I watch it because I just enjoy it so much. It's visually very trippy, the acting's great all around, it's got a lot of fun to be had with the humor, and it builds upon this ever-expanding Marvel universe. I remember them announcing Doctor Strange and I was a little bit concerned, like I was with Ant-Man, and going, oh, am I really gonna see that in the cinema? Maybe, maybe not. But at this point, Marvel were on a hot streak. They were just going above and beyond, and it seemed like they could not be stopped. I love Doctor Strange's outfit. I love that in the post-credit scene, we got to see him with the yellow gloves as he's talking to Thor, so it's a very comic accurate looking outfit. Unfortunately, it doesn't return, but that's fine. Everything is, throughout the whole MCU, has been MCU-ified. Not a word, but I'm making it a word and you're gonna accept it. Like Iron Man's suit in the comics to how it was reinvented for his modern interpretation. Same thing with Strange, it's cool seeing the yellow gloves, but I kind of prefer what we went with. One of the big surprises towards the end of the film was Dormammu showing up. And I love Dormammu, but he had the problem that I thought they would have with Thanos, where they'd built him up so much, or he was a massive villain, but he was just gonna be evil for the sake of being evil and not actually have any of the groundwork behind him to make him a compelling villain. This is exactly what I thought was going to happen to Thanos, but it happened here with Dormammu. He's a by-the-numbers villain with no motivation or anything. He's just, I'm evil and I'm going to take over the world. And I don't know how I feel about the design, this constant rippling, wavy, purple looking thing. you know, again, 90s Spider-Man cartoon, he looked like this. And I don't know what I was really expecting when I went in, but I wasn't even expecting Dormammu to show up to begin with. I love Baron Mordo in this film. I love that from the start, he's not this, he's not a Robin to Batman. He's not just there as the sidekick. He's very much more aggressive in his approach, and he has principles that he follows that he is not going to break, or things that shouldn't be broken, and after all these rules and everything around him is being shattered, he is set up to be the villain in the second one. Now, the second one is something completely different, and I wanted to touch on it a bit because it's on the way, but Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, as you're watching this review, in the future it might have come out. As of now, I haven't seen it, it hasn't come out at all. You could probably just see the date the video was posted, but where the hell Baron Mordo will fit into the second film, I don't even know if he's going to be here, maybe a third film. Although I don't feel like that'll live up to the hype that this second one's building, because this is the next big chapter that I am excited for. Sam Raimi is helming the film, so I'm pumped out of my mind. But back to Doctor Strange, Rachel Adams, I think she does a great job here as well. I love that Strange has to constantly keep going back to her, trying to get her help to do shit. I love the scene where the Ancient One is passing away and she's split one moment into millions of moments, watching the lightning crack through the sky before she just vanishes mid-conversation. I think that scene is fantastic. There's a lot of scenes like that that make me come back to this film all the time. There's just visually something different to be had here than what you get in any other MCU film. So the film is pretty damn solid. Got a couple little problems here and there, but it's worth watching for sure. So Doctor Strange from me is going to get a solid 7 out of 10. It's great. I really enjoyed it. I went back and watched it a bunch more times. I don't think it's going to change your life, and I don't think it's something you need to see before you die. I just think it is a great Marvel film, a great one amongst the catalogue of films we've already had. Currently trying to remember what I graded the other Marvel films, because I don't want to mix them up with what's my favourite and whatnot. I'm not sure what I gave Guardians, but I like this much more than Guardians. But it's great. I always have a fun time with Doctor Strange. If you haven't seen it, go out and watch it. If you're interested in watching all the Marvel films, go out and do it. I've got a whole catalogue of reviews that you can watch through as you're watching the movies, so you can get caught up on my thoughts and everything. But yes, sorry this one's late. I wanted to jump in and just give you my thoughts on Doctor Strange while I'm here, and I will get around to the next one soon. I don't think I'm going to do as many skits, which sucks because I really want these videos to stand out and be the best they possibly can, but being crunched for time, I just want to get to it, tell you what I think of the actual movie, and I hope you guys don't mind that. Expect a couple more. I'm going to really try to get the Aussie Avengers to return and assemble one last time, or 2 more times. Otherwise, what did you think of Doctor Strange? Did you think it was just a mind-blowing masterpiece and that the visual effects just send this movie over the moon? Or do you think at this point that the Marvel formula was starting to get a bit tired and you weren't really feeling it at all? I feel like we're just about to start heading into that phase now, but we'll see where all these movies end up. Obviously, Spider-Man at the end of the year is going to be pretty damn out there, because as much as they're trying to keep this a secret, it ain't going to be a secret. It's just going to be, are we getting a lot of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, or are we getting 5 minutes towards the end of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield? Who knows? Hopefully we get some Spider-Gwen and maybe a Miles Morales in there. That would be cool. Wouldn't it be amazing to have Emma Stone as Spider-Gwen in there? That'd be... Alright. Anyway, off topic. I'm talking, I'm rambling. Thank you again all so much for watching. If you haven't already, consider subscribing or dropping a like. Helps me out, helps the channel grow, helps the algorithm like me more because I'm small, and your love is much appreciated. If you've made it all the way through to the end of the video, you're a bloody legend, and hopefully I can see you next time when I'm talking about some other Marvel property, because I seem to just be a channel that talks about exclusively superhero films, which will change. I'm catching up with all the Marvel films. Alright, thank you again for watching. See ya.